Think about things you enjoy. How long have you been interested in that thing? Do you ever get upset at it?
It's like I give people wins, dude! I give people wins, this motherfucker sucks!
Do you ever get tired of it? Do you ever get the feeling that you're losing passion in something you love? These questions and all connect to the movie I'll be talking about today, The Menu. Off the bat, I'm going to say spoiler alerts. If you've never watched the movie yourself, watch it. It's a really great movie, and if you're looking for a movie with a good message and scary moments, then this movie is definitely for you. Besides that, let's get back to the video. To give a quick summary, Margot, Tyler, and others head to the island called Hawthorne. Everything seems normal at first, but over time, Slowik's true intentions with the restaurant become clear, with people getting exposed, meals becoming more visioned into the situation that people are in, and a mental match at where people are at. This movie gives you a sense of comfort, but eventually gets at you aggressively when you least expect it. And it does a damn good job at it. Now, how does this all build up? Well, this builds up within the characters themselves. Margot is a character that really knows what's going on and how it could be used to her advantage. She's the only one that asks questions and demands a full answer.
Jesus Christ, what's with this guy? He hates me. God damn it, I didn't think he'd really mind. Should I apologize?
Apologize for what?
In her line of work as a sex worker, oftentimes the sex worker isn't the one that has a voice. So her being able to be this courageous compared to the rest of the cast sets an example of a character that even when things look dim, it doesn't really get to them and moves on to other plans. She's definitely a favorite character of mine. Tyler is the quintessential fanboy. He loves Slowik and his cooking to its absolute highest, to the point that he is willing to even get others hurt by his actions, just to please him. It's ironic because he makes fun of people being interested in hobbies like sports and music, but isn't seeing that what he's also doing is also something that people also consider useless and degrading. Pretty silly if you ask me. By the middle of the movie, we figure out that he willingly went with Margot, knowing that everyone would die being on that island, even though Margot was not planned to be there.
And that everyone would die, everyone would die. You had a date. You seem to remember you had a date. Not the young woman here tonight, though. What happened to her? Your date. She broke up from yourself, so you brought Margot. Mm-hmm. Why? That's just you don't offer scenes for once. So you hired her knowing she'd die. Yes?
This shows how loyal he is to Slowik. So loyal that even when he is giving a task that he has no idea how to do, which was cooking, which is ironic since he loves food so much, you'd think he'd somewhat be decent at it. He still decides to do it anyways.
Cook. Go on now. Wow. Wow. It's actually quite...
And he kills himself. Which I'm pretty sure Slowik told him to do so, but hey, you can never be too assured, right? Lillian Bloom is what people fear in any form of work or life in general. Someone who will always find the negative in the form of creation, even when the positives outweigh the negative. It's like the TNT group, now the ESPN group, that you see talk about the NBA. Always criticizing, yet not offering any positive advice to newer players. She has been responsible for shutting down multiple restaurants that she has reviewed, and Slowik makes that very apparent to her. The printing on the tacos and the bowl of emotion make that very clear, but she refuses to own up to her faults, making her more self-centered. With her, you also get Ted Fieldman. He is the definition of a yes man. He never disagrees with Lillian, and whenever he thinks of original opinions, he always adjusts it to fit Lillian's opinions. These two have to be one of the least favorite characters of the movie in my opinion. But there's one group that I dislike the most, and it's the financial bros. These dudes represent everything wrong in the modern world and especially in the modern financial spaces. They're all self-aware of their bad actions, especially the guy named Soren. These dudes have been involved with putting fake charges on people's accounts, robbing them of money whilst laughing at it until it's brought up into light with the print on the tacos. They try to act all tough, but it falls short with the waiter, Elsa, not budging at all. Yo, hey, so I was just wondering, how did you get this?
Oh, that? We made the tacos from corn we got from Mexico and...
No! I'm talking about the info printed on the damn taco. What's going on? I'm gonna have to leave.
Leave? You're not going anywhere.
Nah, I'm leaving. There's no way you're keeping me here.
Well, if you try to leave on this special, coordinated day, we will have you returned, and then after that, we'll make an example out of you. What would you prefer? Using your dead body as part of the menu, or using your blood as juices on a steak? The choice is yours.
I think I'll just sit down. Yeah, I think that's about right.
See? Things are better when we stay where we belong.
That's not exactly what she said, but it definitely gives off the same vibes in the scene in my opinion. Speaking of blood and all, let's talk about the Liebrants. Richard Liebrant is an old man that is trying to run away from his problems, but can't seem to come face with them. When his wife, Annie Liebrant, asks him questions, he tries to avoid the conversation. He recognizes Margot from the beginning of the movie due to past experiences, where he would hire her to commit sexual acts, but he tries to avoid her. Annie is the one that tries to point out and confront these problems, which is funny that the old man that tries to act tough gets his messes cleaned up by his wife, but that only shows the sad dynamic they both have. Both of these people are quote-unquote married to each other, but yet they can't show true romance to each other. The only time you could really say they care for each other is when Richard gets his ring finger chopped off and Annie comes to him. Clearly, he cheats on his wife, yet Annie is willing to quietly understand him. But there is one thing they both share. They are both guilty of the you eat less than you desire and more than you deserve. They both countlessly have been invited to Hawthorne, which some people would be even lucky to get in, yet they don't even know the details of the meals. They're the rich elites that don't understand the importance of detail, and instead, they just go there to be fancy instead of appreciating the art. Linda Slowick is the mother of Julian Slowick, and we don't see her that much, but she is important to the story. She is drunk throughout the movie, and it relates to how she was drunk through Slowick's childhood. Her drunkenness is a reason as to why Slowick was abused in his early life. Two more characters that I want to get through real quick are George Diaz and Felicity Lynn. George is only here because Slowick saw a movie that he acted in that was so ass that Slowick basically said,
"Look, some people need to be gone, bro. You know what I'm talking about, in order for shit to get better."
And Felicity never had to pay for college because she was spoiled from being from a rich family. George is what people consider the washed-up actor that keeps on trying but without fail comes up short. Felicity is sweet on the outside but mean on the inside, and is the spoiled person that never puts effort because things are already set up for her. Majority of these characters have something Slowick doesn't like. For the most part, we could generalize how he feels about majority of these people. Slowick sees the worst parts of humanity in these people. For Tyler, it's an obsessed stan that doesn't actually get the art besides the meaning and not the method. For Lillian, it's an entitlement that leads her to destroy things that others have built. For Ted, it's cowardice and being a yes man for Lillian no matter what. For the finance bros, it's scams that functionally ruin others' lives while they gloat about their own. For the Liebrants, it's having access to things that others wish that they could have but cannot obtain. And it makes it even worse, they don't understand the thing that's presented to them. For Linda Slowick, it's allowing concoctions to affect the way she operates around others, and especially the people that she's supposed to take care of. For George and Felicity, both are there for wasting their potentials and doing the bare minimum. All these characters that I mentioned have flaws about them. Julian Slowick isn't perfect himself, for he attempted on his employee. He is no different to sins than these other people are. This would also be the same employee that would plan the whole dying part. Everyone has a reason to be here. Everyone except Margot. Her and Slowick don't share much, and it's even said throughout the movie that Margot wasn't even supposed to be here. Margot is a sex worker that gets paid money to date and have intercourse with other men, while Slowick is a chef that has a tragic backstory of being abused and is at its breaking point. So in conclusion, their connection feels empty, right? Well, if you watch the movie, you know this is very much the opposite case. Margot, compared to everyone else, has no agenda to be at Hawthorne. She isn't there to be 100% applauded, criticized, or to feel righteous to be there. She is only there for no circumstances that Slowick knows of besides that Tyler brought her there. She doesn't even understand the meanings of each meal fully. She isn't shocked or interested in the things being presented. Well, besides the guy, blowing his brains out. This concerns Slowick. He tries to understand what's going on with her. He's conflicted on who she is and what her origin is, but Margot refuses to tell him. He doesn't understand her refusal. He is confused as to why someone of her stature is the only one speaking up against what's going on. She's the only one that questions the food in front of Slowick's face when everyone else is slowly consuming it without truly appreciating it. She doesn't understand the things presented to her at first, but slowly over time she does. Slowick oddly finds her fascinating, not in a sexual way, but in a mental way. He tries to understand her, and in order for him to do that, he allows her to understand what he's trying to do. Near the end of the movie, Slowick gives her a task to find a barrel for the final course. She willingly does it and has to go to the part of the island near Slowick's house. Instead of finding the barrel at first, she instead looks into his house. We don't see much, just a living room with a kitchen next to it. She sees a door that looks familiar and tries to open it. Then we see Elsa right behind her. Elsa has been observing Margot throughout the whole movie, calling her a nuisance ever since she got to Hawthorne. This comes from jealousy. Margot was able to be trusted by Slowick faster than one day compared to her. She attempts to take out Margot, but instead she ends up dying in the same scene. Coincidentally, Elsa had the keys to the door. Margot opens the door, and it's Slowick's personal room. She looks at the room, and she finds images of his past. But one is really important. A young adult Julian Slowick making a burger. This proceeds with a failed escape attempt, with the boat patrol being called just for it to be another employee for Slowick. Slowick makes it clear that no one is escaping here. But just when things seem dark, Margot remembers the burger. So she does something that anybody that is trapped and awaiting their death does. She demands a burger.
You what?
A burger? Why a burger? This is a high-class place. We only serve fancy shit that rich people come here who don't understand. A burger isn't special. Except it is. Slowick's face brightens up a little. Shocked, but brightened up. He proceeds to make a cheeseburger with the crinkled fries. The montage of the food being created shows the clear difference to the other foods shown. Slowick isn't observing a group of people make the food. He's making it himself. Not only that, but he's enjoying it. He finally enjoys doing something that he once liked. He found his passion again. He serves the food to Margot, and she enjoys the food. A food made with real love. A piece of food that doesn't have any fancy meaning that people don't understand. Just a simple, cheesy burger with fries to complement the meal. Slowick allows her to leave, with him continuing the last course, which caused Hawthorne to Margot watches from afar, eating the cheeseburger. Slowick is the prime example of what it means to have passion. He wanted to keep his passion throughout his whole career, but unfortunately, due to factors of his owner wanting him to change up his own menu and the people coming into his restaurant not understanding what he's serving, made him more frustrated and in turn lowered his passion. And within that loss of passion, he also lost what he actually enjoyed the most, making simple meals that he loved to enjoy. And even if it was something complex, he probably would have enjoyed to make that too if he didn't have that pressure and all of that extra nonsense that you get from people not understanding your art but are willing to come and eat it. With Margot being the only one that got into his house and figured out his backstory, it just kind of makes you feel weird in a way, because it's like, why is Margot, the character that wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place, the one that figures out everything mostly about Slowick? You would expect Tyler to understand something about Slowick or his backstory. He dies before there's even a chance for him to save anybody, I guess. So, it doesn't really matter, but it's still crazy to think how everybody else in that restaurant had a chance to, try to make Slowick realize, his true passion, what he wants to do instead of what he has to do or what he's been forced to do. It's not really what he has to do. He ends up doing the opposite of what he has to do, quote unquote. But it's strange in a way. In my opinion, I feel like this movie is about passion and what you do with said passion. With anything just outside of cooking, with like hobbies in general. People oftentimes stop themselves or are stopped by other people telling them that, oh, like, you should change this about yourself, or that doesn't fit you at all, to accommodate others with said thing. And this movie shows an example of like how far that could break somebody. For Slowick, he was so broken. He already had a traumatic past. He was already trying to escape that type of danger, only for him to fall into like more of a mental danger, no physical danger, but a mental danger of how it affected him. And so now him realizing all the things that have affected him about his passion are now coming back to him. So he's going after everybody else. So yeah, that's my analysis of the movie. I hope y'all liked the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would like to shout out my friend Kat. I'll link her channel in the video. She's probably gonna be in the comments. She's probably gonna send a comment inside the video, the channel. So yeah. If you stayed all the way through, type in the word fries. And yeah, that's it. So, and this video, I should have finished this video a long time ago, not gonna lie. I had this video saved until I think March or something. That is ridiculous. And it's July now. So I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do way better than that. I'll figure things out. But until then, y'all have a good day. The Eyes Alive signing out.